So I wasn't going to make this video. I was actually going to wait till the Should You Summon to talk about this stuff, but I was like, it's new, it's hot. Let's go ahead and talk about the dream evolutions for Goblin Slayer. First up, let's get the man himself, Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer's buffs were actually somewhat good. Modifiers got changed to really high amounts, or I say really high, but a decently high amount. Being able to have 75k on the true art now, plus with the stackable damage and break power buff he has, and he got a buff with the arch gen he's able to stack with himself. Very good stuff here. Same thing with the art and even like his passive ability he got. Just overall really good changes for his modifiers. In terms of dream evolution, he's going to be having two. One being the Crimson Dream, the other being the Spectral Dream. And both of these dreams, I don't really know how I feel about them, but I see the vision. For the Crimson Dream, you get 150% damage up during break, and you also autofill your own arc gauge by 2 just all the time. Pretty solid. For the Spectral Dream, you get break power against demon enemies 100%, and you increase all allies' skill CT speeds by 20%. Now, in terms of what that means for him, technically that is pretty good because every time Goblin Slayer uses his own skill, he's going to be able to increase his damage and break power permanently all the way up to 100%. But I kind of wish they would have just went the more selfish route and just made it to where he buffed up his own skill CT speed by like 30 or 40%. You can just make it like stupidly fast. But I will say the break power against demon enemies, I'm not for sure on this one, man. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it's really that good. In my opinion though, I think that you just go with the Crimson Dream. I think the Crimson Dream is just better just because it's an unconditional effect and you don't have to only use them against demons unless you just want Goblin Slayer to be like the breaker for you. Whenever you have to use a sustain team against a demon boss you need to break. But I feel like that's kind of very situational. Like you see how restrictive that kind of is. I would rather just go with the Crimson Dream so that way whenever I do finally break a boss, I get crazy amounts of damage, even more than what I already have because I'm going to be stacking with Goblin Slayer and I'm probably going to be able to deal some crazy DPS. All in all though, Goblin Slayer buffs, they're okay. I'm not really blown away by them at all. Next, moving on to Priestess's buffs. Priestess pretty much just got modifier changes and her passive got buffed a little bit to increase max HP of all allies now by 20% instead of 15%. In terms of the dream evolutions this time around, we have two. We have the Water Dream and the Light Dream. The Water Dream is going to be able to give you a skill effect that increases all allies arc gauge by 10 and all allies water resist by 20%. And then the Light Dream is going to be able to increase all allies heal amount by 20% and you autofill human units arc gauge by 2. Me personally, gonna be honest with you guys, I think the Light Dream is overall better. Being able to work with human units is very good. We have a lot of good human units. Priestess herself is a human and she's able to work with every single character in the game because she's a support character, of course. Not to mention too how strong humans are right now in the meta. I would just say going with the Light Dream though, not too much of a hassle, just able to put it on there, you instantly get value for it. Priestess buffs really didn't do much, but I don't think they wanted to buff her too much because they know how crazy she can get. Now, one character they went kind of off with was Highlander Archer. Highlander Archer got modifier changes and also a buff to her critical damage that she's able to apply passively. Not only just that, her Dream Awakenings are pretty freaking good. So the first Dream Awakening increases your own arc gauge by 200 at the quest start, and it also buffs up your physical damage by 30%, not just yourself, but all allies' physical damage. The second one, which is the Dark Dream, increases all allies' accuracy by 30%, and you autofill your arc gauge by 3. The Dark Dream is more situational, but the Earth Dream, oh my goodness, this is amazing for so many nuke comps. Mind you, these characters are luck units too, right? So if you have Highlander Archer and you have her max luck, you're able to have a character that has multiple physical slots, a 5-star support slot, giving herself 200 arc gauge at the start of the quest, so she's able to instantaneously go into her true art if she wants to, or you can try to inflict an enemy with a feint to get the physical res down on the art, then go into the true art, whatever you're trying to do, of course, and you're able to get so much value from this because you don't even have to like worry about anything with this character when it comes to arch gen. You can just use equips on her that are just strictly meant to buff up the team's damage or something else because that 200 arc gauge is so nice. I feel like a lot of people are just going to be using this character now as one of their main luck units, which this is definitely going to bring her back into the meta. This is the most impactful buff out of all the buffs in my opinion. I want to make this clear, this does not make her broken by any means, but just makes her a whole lot better than what she was. And that's actually it in terms of the dream evolutions. I think Tensura still has the best dream awakenings out of, a rerun crossover we got so far. And I was hoping that Goblin Slayer would maybe get a similar treatment, but it seems like they kind of went a little bit easy on these guys. One thing I do definitely appreciate though is the modifier changes to Goblin Slayer. Definitely is going to help him out a lot in terms of his damage. But all in all, I would just say they're kind of you know what I mean? They're all right. not anything crazy. Pretty much what they were good at before, they're still good at, but now just even better, right? But ladies and gentlemen, you guys can let me know what you all think about this stuff down below in the comment section. Do you guys like the changes? Do you guys not? Tell me what Dream Evolution passives you're going to be picking as well. Also, tell me down below what Dream Evolution passives you're going to be picking for each character. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.